Hey, good morning, guys. So this morning we are out at Sweetwater Wetlands Park. We're going to do a little hiking this morning. We are training for a new adventure. It's going to be fun. Let's get it. So yesterday evening, I got invited on a new adventure. My buddy Jimmy, Tampa Jimmy, invited me to do a Smoky Mountains backpacking trip in October. And my immediate inclination was to say no. Nope, just can't do it. I physically cannot do it. And that's the most ridiculous thing in the world. You know, I'm like anybody else, guys. I have a tendency to be self-deprecating and unmotivated and just want to give up. And that's not the point of what we do here. My goal is to entertain, inspire, and instruct. I'm not doing much inspiring lately. I want to be able to go on new adventures. I want to be able to do new things, and I've let myself go so bad that I physically I feel like I can't do it. My first inclination was to say, nope. But I didn't do that. I put a little thought into it. I looked at it. This is an easy hike. And so I said, yeah, I'm in. But I know that I have to start training for this easy hike. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's the truth. I've got to start training for it. So we're going to start doing stuff like this. This is there's 2 loops here. I want to say if you do both loops, it's close to, I think, 3.5 miles, but I could be wrong. We're going to do what we can do today, and we'll start building up from there. So that hike that we're supposed to do is roughly 3 miles into the campsite, but it is in the mountains. There's very little terrain change, it says, as far as elevation, so that we should be okay there. But I have just got to get back into the groove of hiking and getting back more physically fit. No more excuses. We're going to train for a new adventure. So the only way for me to be able to do that adventure, the only way for me to be able to get back to doing the things that I want to do is to start training. That's all there is to it. So we're going to start doing it. We're going to quit self-deprecating. We're going to quit making excuses. We're going to do it. It's time to get back on the trail. Now this is a shame, guys. This egret down here, or crane, whatever it is, has some sort of garbage, plastic cup or something, stuck on its neck. Prime example of why we always say leave no trace. If you take the garbage in with you, take the garbage out with you. There's no sense in that bird suffering because somebody was too freaking lazy to take their garbage with them. Think you could tell me what that mark across the trail might be? So one of the nice things about Sweetwater here is there is somewhere to rest, a bench or something, about every third of a mile. Well, close to every third of a mile. And so for somebody like me who is just getting back into hiking and stuff, that is helpful for me. And I know that sounds ridiculous, and I don't care. It doesn't embarrass me because I'm trying to do better. Physically, as far as, you know, feeling like I can walk the distance, that doesn't seem to be a problem for me. Trying to get my legs back together where I can walk that distance without everything tightening up, that's just something that I've got to work back into. And I'm okay with that. That's a normal thing. I have just let myself go, and I understand that. But that's what we're doing now. We're getting back into the groove. I don't want to be that guy that always says no because I'm unconfident, because I feel like I'm too out of shape to do it now. One of the reasons that I don't do a lot of hiking with other people, and I've said this in previous videos, is because I hike so slow. But if we're doing a backpacking trip, everybody can go at their own pace, and I'll just meet them at camp. So I don't want to feel like I can't go because I physically can't make it. I'm not okay with that. So we are going to fix that. We're going to start pushing. We're going to get back in shape. And who knows, I might not be able to do a whole loop today. But if I can't do a whole loop, if I can do half a loop today, that's half a loop more than I did last week. And that's a start on being able to do a whole loop. So like I said, I think this place, if you calculate all of it together, if you do both loops, I want to say it's 3 miles or 3.5 miles, something close to that. I could be wrong, I'll calculate it up. But my memory, that's what I think it was, because back in the day, Sarah and I used to walk this thing when we were really working out and in shape. Sarah and I used to walk this whole loop twice. And it just feels ridiculous to be sitting here hiking from break to break. But it is what it is. Like I said, I don't have any shame in it. I am pushing myself to get better. And that's what I want you guys to do. So I can't ask you to do something that I'm not doing myself. So we're going to get better together. Let's do it. Earlier this year, I said this year's motto was to get up and get out. And I haven't exactly held up my end of that bargain. And over half the year's gone. But that's okay. We're doing it now. I'm going to rest a minute. And if I have to, I'll just hike to the next break. If not, I'll keep going. Depends on how tight my legs are. That's my only thing, is it just feels like as I start hiking, my legs tighten up, my Achilles tendons tighten up, and all that stuff, and I don't want to hurt myself because I actually have to get back out of here at a certain time. So that kind of plays a part too today, because I got to go to work. So I don't want to hurt myself where I can't work, but I definitely need to push myself to get better. He's trying to swallow a fish. Alright, buddy, I'll leave you alone. One of the good and bad things about Sweetwater Wetlands Park for me is there's so much to see. But I'm not hiking for speed. I'm hiking to get myself back in shape. So if I stop every now and then to take a rest and see something cool, I'm okay with that. Well, I've made it about half of this loop. Unfortunately, I'm going to go ahead and have to turn around and head back because I do have to go to work and I'm about half the way in of my allotted time. But I will say, if I had more time, I could do this whole loop. So I am having to stop and take breaks between, each section. But my legs are loosening up some, and I know that the more I do this, the better it'll get. So I'm not upset with today. I know that by the time I get back to the vehicle, it'll be close to 2 miles, and I'm happy with that. For my first real hike out in a little while, I'm happy with that. I started out today with a light pack, so I've got my little day pack on. It doesn't weigh a whole lot, but I have got some water in it for weight. I've got a few other things in it for weight, some camera gear and stuff. But over the next few weeks, I'm going to start adding more weight to it and more weight to it, so I can go ahead and get up to my actual trail pack weight and get comfortable with that. So I am happy with what I am starting with, and it was a little discouraging at first, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I feel better about it now. And now that my legs are loosening up some, and I know, like I said, the more I do this, the better it'll get. So time to start heading back. If I get back up there in time and I've got time to do it, I want to hike this little boardwalk up there. Last time I did that, I saw a few gators, and I know that there are gators on the other side of this loop, but we're just not going to make it today. So it is what it is. I'm happy with where we're starting. A little bunny rabbit. There's another bunny rabbit. And another bunny rabbit. Alright, so we are making better time on the way out. I definitely feel better now. So, that being said, I think we do have time to hit the boardwalk, so that's where we're going. The only real downfall to this place is there's honestly not much shade. So when the sun finally does come out, it's hot. So, beautiful place to hike. Lots and lots and lots of stuff to see. But it's hot. Well, I don't know how I've accomplished it, but somehow I've made it through this whole hike this morning and no alligator. Not the first alligator. I don't know how I've missed them. But I've had a good time this morning. This has been a good kind of starter hike to get me back into it. And I've seen some cool stuff here. I've had a good morning. So this is a good way to get back into it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it that big thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down there. Ring that notification bell so you get notified next time we put out a video. You can follow us on Instagram and on Facebook. Appreciate you guys watching. Get out there and do something. I'll see you next time.